LeeAnne Ruff, welcome back to the Urban Pharmacy Podcast. I am stoked to have you for round two.
I'm so glad that you wanted me back.
Okay, well, when I find somebody that I have an inspiring conversation with, it's very hard to not want to have that again and again, right? And those conversations are not always like, they're kind of few and far between. So we've got to find our gems in our life and keep our gems in our life. So, and you know what? I was looking at podcast analytics, and LeeAnne, your episode is up there. People are interested in network marketing and they're interested in confidence. And so we're going to talk about that today. I want to chat with you, LeeAnne, and kind of pick your brain about confidence. And you've told me before that kind of involves belief in self, belief in product, and belief in our team when we are in network marketing. So we are specifically talking about network marketing today for those of you listening. However, a lot of these tips and tricks can correlate into your life and into your entrepreneurial journey in some capacity as well. But this will be a little bit more specific to network marketing. So
yeah,
let's get into it, LeeAnne.
Yeah, I mean, I was just talking to a friend yesterday, as a matter of fact, and we were talking about some success stories. She works on the corporate side for another company that I used to work with, and she was talking about some success stories that she's seen. And I'm like, and it had to do with like before and afters. Yeah. And this one person has just seen extreme success because they took before pictures and then they showed their year transformation, and boom, instant success because the results were so dramatic. Wow. And we were talking about that, and it's like, well, you know what that goes to? That goes to belief in self right from the very beginning, because that person, she knew she was going to be successful. She believed that she was going to be successful. So on day one, she took all these before pictures. And then on day two, she did it. And then week one, and then month one, she knew that she was going to win at this. Up here in your head, that's where it manifests outward. It starts inward in your head. And so that's where I've seen people in this industry, and I've seen people in life who they're successful because they already see themselves as successful. I can think of some other top leaders that I've mentored. The same thing. They'll tell you the story. Well, I had no choice. I had to pay my electric bill. I was going to get booted out of my home. We would be homeless if I didn't make money. I'm like, yeah, but you saw yourself as, I'm going to win at this. I have to win at this. And when you have that confidence that there's no other way, then everything kind of manifests for you. Yeah. So belief in self is really critical. But the problem is, I can say this, and you hear all the mindset gurus talk about it. You got to have self-confidence, but I didn't always have self-confidence. It's a muscle that you have to work at. You have to train yourself to get there. Like I was talking to someone one time who said to me, she's talking about, she was a brand new person in the company that I was working with. And she was like, yeah, all my family and friends, they're like, oh, here she goes again. I'm like, well, are they right there with you? She's like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, are they standing right there next to you? Yeah. Well, no. I'm like, so I said, well, why are you bringing that negative experience forward? Why are you bringing the negativity of someone else's ideas and opinions and thoughts forward to right now, today? But we've trained ourselves to do that. We've trained ourselves to think of all the negative things that have happened. We bring them forward instead of training ourselves to think positively moving forward. So, one of the things I like to tell people is ask yourself this one question, and it's not to be snarky. It's just when someone's giving you their opinion, their advice or whatever, is ask yourself, who are you to be giving me advice? Ask that about that person.
Yeah.
Who are they to be giving me advice? Now, if there's someone who has done this before, if there's someone who is an entrepreneur that I'm like, okay, they know what they're talking about, well, then I'm going to want to listen to them. And maybe I will take their advice. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll carry their thoughts and opinions forward. But if I have someone in my life giving me their thoughts, opinions, and advice that doesn't have the experience, hasn't walked in those shoes before, then I'm going to say, all right, I don't have to take that. I don't have to carry that burden with me. I don't have to take that advice. Thank you very much. I'm going to find those people who've walked in the shoes before me. Right. So that's one thing that you can do is stop listening and ask yourself, who are they to be giving me this advice? Is it valuable or is it not? Mm-hmm. So that's one way that really can help train you to move forward. A couple other things that I know have worked for me and have worked for others as well is I like to set a daily intention. Now, we have all kinds of things going on in our lives, right? You've got a new puppy. You've got your schedule is it can get skewed, right? But one thing that won't get skewed is if you set a daily reminder in your calendar. Mm-hmm. So if you're listening to this right now, I'm going to encourage you, put it on pause. Go to your phone, set a reminder on your phone to come up at 9 a.m. every morning, 8 a.m. every morning, 7 a.m., sometime in the morning, and have it tell you, I am confident. I am confident. Get that reminder, or maybe it says something different, whatever it is, whatever your words are that you want it to be. But don't just say, I'm going to say it to myself every day. I'm going to read it every day. No, have it come up actually on your phone to you as a reminder. So you have to look at it and then you have to make it go away as a notification, right? So set that as a notification. We have to retrain our brains from thinking of all the negative things and start believing in the positive of who we are if we want to build our self-confidence.
100%.
I have a friend of mine was just telling me this story that people love to pass me stories that they find. And this was an inspirational tidbit he found and he sent it to me. And it was the story of Albert. And I don't know if this is true. I don't know if Albert Einstein actually did this, but he went into his classroom and said, what's 1 times 8? 8. What's 2 times 8? 16. What's 3 times 8? Like he went through all of them and he got to what's 8 times 10. And he's like, 90. And they're like, oh my gosh, you made a mistake. And the whole class was like, oh my gosh, look at that. He made a mistake. Oh, you made a mistake. Albert Einstein made a mistake. And his point was, he goes, you're right, I did. But all those times before, I didn't. I was right all those times before. And this is what society does to you. You are right way more than you make a mistake or you're wrong. But what does society do? They pick up on those things that you did wrong and point them out to you. Yeah. You have to start saying, no, wait, I did all these things well. I succeeded all these other times. I am not going to dwell on the one time that I didn't, the time I failed at one thing. I made a mistake once. So I thought that was, like I said, I don't know if that is really attributed to Albert Einstein, but it's very valuable. It's really something for your audience to consider and think about. Like, who are you listening to? The ones that are cheering you on for all those wins, or the ones that are clapping and pointing out, you made a mistake. Oh my gosh, she screwed up. She said that wrong.
Yeah, we do this to ourselves too, LeeAnne. It's funny because I was just part of this big bundle. It was like a collaboration of like doctors and dietitians and experts in the field of health and wellness. And I put out my first ebook in this bundle. And I found a few spelling errors, like grammatical errors after I put it out into the universe. And I was like, well, now that's all I can think about. But the content in there is so good and so life-changing that it's totally fine. If I made a mistake on my potato cheese sauce recipe, it's fine because people can still do the recipe, and that's a win. And I'm transforming their life so that they can be more healthful. And that's a win. And just because it's in an imperfect sentence, it's fine. So like, but when people do knock us down, LeeAnne, how do you suggest that we get up? Like, in the network marketing space, you're saying you brought something up that's very important. Well, they say that it's this, oh, here she goes again type of situation. How do we overcome that? Like, what can we do? I mean, you said we can do these intentions on a daily basis. We can set reminders to help us be more confident. What do you think it is that we need to do to help us flip that switch in our brain that helps us decide, I don't care what anybody thinks about me anymore? Like, how do we do that? Because I think that that's probably one of the biggest obstacles in network marketing, period, and in entrepreneurship, period, because people are fearing judgment. They're fearing judgment.
I think people move into fear when they're not connected to their North Star, when they're not connected to that guiding principle, that their purpose for doing what they're doing. Like, no matter what company you're with, you better have belief in your product and love in your product, right? Mm-hmm. You're there because you were excited about that product and you want to share it with other people. And that's part of your purpose. That's part of your North Star. You want other people to experience it. So if you are intimately connected with that, if you are guided by that on the daily, then somebody saying to you, oh my gosh, you're doing what? You don't even hear it. You don't even hear it because you're like, yeah, but I have more people to help. It's not going to be you, but I've got other people that I'm going to help. So to me, it is, what can you do that reminds you of the power of your product, right? When that product could be your business as well, right? Is it the power of having a flexible income and a business that works for more people? It's the power of a product that changes people's lives. It's a product of you. You are the product, right? That you are attracting people to, first and foremost. So understanding that, I think, is really critical, and being connected to, like I said, your vision. Did we talk about that in the last podcast? It's like,
probably, but we can't talk about it enough.
Your vision is the most powerful exercise for any new entrepreneur to go through. And it tends to be one of the most challenging for people, because someone who's brand new in a business, they come in and they're like, well, I don't know what I can accomplish. I don't know what I need to do. Well, if I don't know where you're going, why you got jazzed about this business, this product, I don't know that from you, I'm not going to join you on your journey.
Right.
I'm not going to go with you. So having that vision and outlaying, okay, I love this product. I want to help thousands of people with this product. And I'm going to do that by every day doing one thing for my business, or whatever it is, whatever your actions are, right? I'm just kind of giving you a broad example. But if you are connected to that, I'm telling you, the voices, they go away. You start to only be, you're only listening to the ones that are positive. It's like, I always tell people, it's when you're trying to build and grow your business, be looking for that person who wants what you have to offer, right? So if you have, when you're pregnant, I remember when I was pregnant, I was pregnant 4 times. And I remember when I was pregnant, I'd be like, oh my gosh, look at all the people that are pregnant. Everyone's pregnant. She's pregnant. Look at her. She's pregnant. The same amount of people are pregnant all through life, right?
Yeah.
But when you're pregnant, you see them all. When you're looking for a specific new car, you see that car everywhere. Oh, everyone's driving that car. You notice it. It's the same thing with your business. If you're going to look for positivity, you're going to find it. If you're going to look for people who are looking for what you have to offer, you're going to see those people. If you're going to sit back and say, I'm going to just see what who's interested, let them come to me. You're going to see all the negativity as well. So it is a conscious choice to stay connected to your North Star and stay connected intimately to who you want to help. If you do that, you won't see the other people. They may have voices that come at you, but you won't hear them as loudly. You just won't. So I think that's critical.
Yeah. So so to reiterate, like, what we will attract what we seek. We will
Absolutely.
attract what we seek, and what we put energy into, we will it will either help us or hurt us. And this is just something that I'm thinking about with somebody that I know on my team. And she's like, well, this person was saying this and this person was saying this, and she was talking about somebody's social media handle, and I was like, sounds like it's a good time to unfollow that person, because what they're doing is totally knocking your confidence down, right?
Yeah.
And instead of like listening in on maybe her current clients' successes and putting her energy there and really dwelling on that, and then taking that and putting it into a graphic and then putting that out into the universe, right? And like, so I mean, I will just say I've had a lot of hardships in business, whether it's my direct sales business or not, and I've had to rewire my brain to make sure that I'm staying focused on bringing the right people into my ecosystem, and that I'm setting my environment up optimally, and that I stay in that belief of, what I am doing is bigger than one hater, or bigger than one person who doesn't know what they're talking about because they've never been in my shoes. They've never been in this industry. And that goes back to what you were saying, when we're trying to believe more in ourselves and build our confidence with ourselves, we can't take advice from people who don't know what they're talking about. I was just listening to Rob Dial, the mindset mentor. He was talking about how he would never take social media advice from his mom, because his mom isn't even on social media. So like, right, we have to be aware of who we're listening to. Like, who are we letting bring us down, right? Like, are these people in the industry? Are these people actually like walking the walk and talking the talk? Or are they people that are literally on the outside and have no idea really what you're doing, right? And really your purpose and really your mission behind like why you're doing what you do, right?
Absolutely. And, two things come to mind when you start to feel yourself sliding backwards into that. One, get involved in your community. Get in with get engaged with your team page, whatever your company is doing. Don't miss a single event. Whatever your company's putting on, don't miss it. Or your leader, don't miss it, because that community helps you build belief in what you're doing, who you are, your product and team. All of those things are critical to your success. So, stay really intimately involved in your community. And the other thing too is, start making yourself a list of, this is something I recommend all the time, is an I did list. I used to be of the mindset of, when I go to bed at night, I'm going to make my list of what I need to do tomorrow. I was a mom of 4 kids. I had a business. I was, crazy busy, right? Doing all the things I loved, but had to manage and juggle a lot of balls. And every night I would be like, okay, all right, I've got to do this tomorrow. Don't forget, it's kids. I need to bring a snack tomorrow for that, and I would go to bed with my head swirling. And I was at a hotel when I was traveling for work, and I saw at a little pad of paper, and next to this true story of how I started doing this, and on the pad of paper was like all the things you accomplished. And I was like,
okay, LeeAnne, like, let's just hold on. Just like, let's take a pause, because
okay.
As you were talking, I got a little ADD. I'll be very, very, very honest. I was not 100% present for about 2-3 seconds in this conversation already. And do you want to know why? And for those of you that are watching on YouTube, you can see that I have a jar in my hand. And I have started doing exactly what you are saying right now, LeeAnne.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't done it on a daily basis yet. This is a habit that I hope to make atomic, a habit that I hope to make stick in my life.
Great book.
But it's every single week on Sunday. Just at the beginning of February, I started this. I'm writing down something that I accomplished that week that I'm feeling proud of. Now, if I could get it to a daily thing before I go to bed every night, I can't even imagine where my confidence level would be, in a year from now. But
But see,
I've
here's the
started.
thing.
Yeah.
You're making it too hard. I want your confidence list. My I did list is I took the dog
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah. Yeah. No, totally.
I, you know, I emptied a load of dish because this is the thing. People start to think it has to be these big dream. We hear this all the time. Dream big, big goals, big vision, all this. I'm a firm believer in micro goals
Yeah.
because those are way more fulfilling when you hit them over and over and over again. They're easier to hit, right? So I did the laundry today. If you're listening and that's all you did today, go you. That's
Yeah.
awesome, right? That's more than some other people were able to get done, right? So every night you should be able to make a list of the things you did. And then in the morning, get up a little bit early and make your intentions.
Mhm.
That's the things that you want to accomplish for the day. But don't go to bed thinking about all those things. Wake up with intention. The other thing I love to do, I'm a really big fan of music because it really changes the way your brain operates. I'm like, every morning now, I blast, it's going to be a good day.
I love
I
that.
love that song. It is so upbeat. It's so fun. Like, I find good music and I just blast it, and it immediately changes my intention for the day. So if you are struggling, like, okay, this is really hard, like, there's things that you can do that you can put in place that are not rocket science. You don't have to be Oprah to be so into your self attuned, right? That you can do this at the drop of the hat. But those are things that will help. The other thing too that has made a huge impact in my life, and with all the leaders that I work with, it's personal development. Just read a page, just a page if that's all you have time for, or 10 pages is even better, right? 10 minutes reading a little bit of personal development.
Mm.
It is a huge shift in your intention for the day when you devote time to that.
I love this.
And I am not my previous boss, he called me no fluff rough because I'm not into the fluffiness. I'm into the doing and
Yeah.
and reading and setting intentions and working towards those things makes a huge difference in your self-worth.
Mhm.
And when you have that confidence is just unmatched,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So
So you're saying that in order to build confidence, and we've chatted a little bit before this, so that we know, a framework. In order to build our confidence in our direct sales business, we need to have belief in self. We need to have belief in product. Whether or not you have before and afters, you can still succeed. I guarantee you.
oh,
Okay. So
absolutely,
just
absolutely.
FYI for those of you
Depends
out
on
there
your
that,
product.
yeah, that's just like one tool that can help you, a lot, if you do have them. And then belief in team. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because I have been what you would say a leader since about 8 months into this business. And I started about 6 years ago. And it's one thing to work on yourself. That's hard enough, right? I mean, we're trying this every day. We're trying to get up and be like, okay, I've got this. I'm dusting the dust off. Like, we've got this. We're doing it. But then how do you maintain the belief in team to help build your confidence as well? I mean, I know you have so much experience in the industry. Like, what have you seen top leaders succeeding with in terms of maintaining the belief in their team to succeed in direct sales?
When I say belief in team for success, I really feel that it goes to um, as a leader or as a brand new person, it doesn't matter. You have to believe that whoever is leading your company is leading it in the right direction, who is giving you the systems to help you be successful, who's providing you with the training, the guidance to help you be successful. Whether or not you can't make people use your tools, right? That's on them to do. We're all independent contractors, really. But if you don't have belief in your team, it's really hard to confidently invite other people to start a business with you.
Yeah.
So if you don't, you have to fix it. And this is what I believe with all of these: belief in self, belief in product, and belief in team. If there's something wrong holding you back in any of those areas, then it's on you to fix it. Because I promise you, if you have questions about something, there's answers for them. If you have questions about, well, why are we doing this with our product now? Why aren't we bringing this forward? You know, there's answers to those questions. So if there's something, because those little things are like the stone in your shoe.
Totally.
Yeah, that you're just like, okay, I really want to go full of this, but I don't know about that. But and so until you get the stone out of your shoe, you're not going to be the person you're intended to be in your life or in your business. So that's what I recommend. So if there's something about product, you have to be so confident in your product that you don't blurt it out to people. And here's what I mean about this. There is a difference between someone coming to you and saying, oh my gosh, I saw that you like XYZ. I have XYZ that would be wonderful for you. Yada, yada, yada. That's different than someone who's super confident in their product who says, so how can I help you? What is it that you're looking for? Tell me what you're looking for and let me see how I can help you. There's a difference in that approach. When you're like confident in what you have to offer, you're not worried about having to go get people. That's one of the things I cannot stand when I hear people say, well, go get someone, go get a customer, go get a new person for your team. Nobody wants to be gotten, right?
Right.
Word. But nobody wants that. They want to be helped. They want to be served. So if you are really confident, you are out there serving. You are not chasing.
Yes.
So make sure you have any question, any doubt, anything holding you back about what this industry is about, what this product that you're selling is all about, what your team is all about, then fix it. Fix it. It's on you. You are the entrepreneur. I can't fix it for you. You can't fix it for them. Your company can't fix it for you. You only know what it is that stone in your shoe.
Just like, we had to take, in regards to Beauty Counter, because that's the company that I work for, like we had to take our concealer off the market because the dough foot broke. Okay. The dough foot broke and they had to get a different component. And of course, because the phthalates, like we had to find a special plastic, blah, 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 blah. It's just been long winded. And I know that, well, we don't have concealer. So for some on the team, like it's probably like, dang it, we don't have concealer. Well, I promise the people are going to get, like results, even if they don't have concealer. But like, we have to go back to that whole like wide belief, like, why are we doing this? And it's not, we didn't sign up because of a concealer, right? But we let these little tiny things, and I'm totally like, I'm guilty. I let these things hold me back, just in business and in life. And it's just like, that is just a silly red light story.
And that's the Albert Einstein example, right?
Yes, it totally is.
On the one thing that didn't work, and when there's all these other things that did, right? We have to stop this whole. You have to believe more in the outcome than the journey. Believe more in the outcome than the journey, because the journey is going to be messy. You're going to walk through mud. You're going to be in the sunshine. You're going to go through all of that, right? In your journey. You have to believe in the outcome, because all those other things will drive you nuts otherwise. But that's just, every company goes through those things, every single company. So, I mean, I've been doing this for 30 years and I've seen a lot of things go wrong. When I was in the industry working with my own company, there were lots of things that were like, you would have said, oh my gosh, should I stay with this company? And it's like, yeah, you should, because I have a North Star that guided me, that knew that I wanted to help more people be successful like I
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
And so you don't have concealer, so what? You got all kinds of things.
Right. All the things that have helped people switch
Yeah.
to safer and
Yeah.
feel more confident in their buying choices, etc. So, okay, LeeAnne, we're going to leave it at this because I feel like this is enough for people to start running with. You gave so many tangible tips and tricks on how to just start being more confident in your network marketing business. Maybe I'll have you back if you'll grace me and bless me with your time, and we can talk some strategy later. But we're gonna call that a wrap for today. And if you love LeeAnne's episode, make sure that you give us a review so that we can make sure to have her back, because I'm going to be peeping these analytics. I know that you guys who are listening, you're interested in network marketing and you're interested in confidence. So let's hear from you and give us a review, and make sure that LeeAnne hears from you as well. If you listen to her, start following her and just click below in the show notes to make sure that you do that. So LeeAnne, I don't need to ask you what holistic living means again, because that was my last question, but do you want to leave us with any final thought? Or that was in the last episode, but do you want to leave us with any final thoughts before we wrap this episode up on anything you want to share?
I love this topic. I truly love what I get to do every day. I love what this industry has done for me and for so many, many others. And what I want to leave your listeners with is, why not you? Fix it. Fix what's wrong. Why not you? You can take this with this business that you're in, or maybe you're looking at a business. It's completely up to you, right? And your life is completely up to you. You have a choice of what you let into your life, what you let out of your life. And I'm telling you that every single one of us is destined to be extraordinary.
Yeah.
It's the ones that acknowledge that and work towards it that experience it. So I guess that's what I'd want to leave everyone with. Just know that you are amazing. Maybe today you didn't feel like it, but just know that you are. Believe in the outcome. Don't worry about the journey. Believe in the outcome, and you'll get there. So, I just want to say too, I in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be starting a couple of new groups, a mentorship group for top leaders in the industry, and a group for, I think I'm going to call it Diamonds in the Rough, for anyone in the industry who just wants to hear from me on a regular basis. So be on the lookout for that, but follow me if you want to know when I get that started.
Amazing. Okay. Well, maybe I'll wait to air this episode until you get that up. No rush, but no rush, LeeAnne, but we all need these groups. So come on, we're ready. But okay. Thank you, my friend. We will talk soon, and I appreciate you so much.
Thanks. It was a pleasure. Take care.